You missed a good show before. A kid came by and completely fucked the tree to pieces.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
Shoot that shit at Kuno, Pigonaught. So?
You should thank him.
What? Don't be playing Kuno off as a snitch bitch. The oldest trick in the book, people.
Are you snitching?
This is some ancient bullshit, people. Kuno would rather take 10 than snitch. Pig's full of shit. Get the fuck out.
You found a real nice button to push. Turned the tables on him.
Yeah, did you fucking there? Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape.
What?
What is this shit? Fucking...
Fuck your shit back to normal. What is this?
That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno Shazam. Kuno rides the fucking lightning in there, pig.
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could have that sparkle in your eyes.
It's a vitamin, pig. Don't you know anything? Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Kuno goes through like a tube a day, rips mag like a motherfucker, and you could use a bottle.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno! He's gonna use it against you, Kuno!
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything. Like you stayed home playing with your choo-choo.
Fuck you, pig! Don't do mag! You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die!
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom. doesn't...
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy. Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Because you're a... Here you go, you loony. Because you have come back later,
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus. Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them. Unfortunately, no. They are better than nothing. Tell you what, I perform the anatomical side of things while you will take notes. That's right.
You knew it because you inspected your ledger. The lieutenant is relieved you know the protocol. The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with,
That's you.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies.
KK57. Next. NA. Next. NA. Roughly 50.
The corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook. Teeming with opportunistic microorganisms, letting out a foul-smelling diamine compound. Your eyes turn watery.
Mondial.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither.
Fucky, fucky!
Male.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinct.
We're still going with March 4th. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10.
KK 57 050.
None. At least not after.
A strange word. Treatment.
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
How did you not know that? Aren't you a cop? You're leaving a week. Don't overdo it. It's okay to be unsure.
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dog walkers. We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive.
The disappointment is palpable.
The rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers are in search of the missing pieces. Removal of the boots is left for processing. Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the... The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene. The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters, generally consistent with age, about 50.
The spine is bent more than the lieutenant compensated for. This buster's actual height is about 1.85. And no, you could not take him straight on.
Of course, I undercompensated. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short. Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest.
Fucking low velocity. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation. Ligature mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now... we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
You jam the cutters right under the knot. That seems like a smart idea.
You missed it.
He fucked the tree up. Fucked it good.
Shoot that shit at Kuno, pigonaut. So?
You should thank him.
Are you? This is some...
You found a real nice button.
Yeah, did you fuck in there? Oh, that. Kuno de...
What?
Fuck your shit back to normal. What is...
That's where
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too.
It's a vitamin pig. Don't you know it? Okay.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno. He's gonna use it against you, Kuno.
You're not getting this.
Fuck you, pig. Don't do...
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom. Kuno doesn't...
The corpse lies on the...
Mr. Mesrier, yes.
The fucking...
Cop's gonna cut his shit up.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. Unfortunately, no. And hygienically, they are better than nothing. That's right.
You knew it because you inspected the dead man above those, and
That's you.
the corpse is...
Next. NA. NA.
The corpse looks ageless, teeming with
Mondial.
the pudgy mess.
Fucky.
Male.
Pigs can have sex.
Nor does
We're still go. What else?
KK-50.
None.
A strange word. Treatment.
They'd have. We should start the postmortem.
The corpse cannot feel
Clothes. Babrudin.
the disappointment.
The rest of the clothes have been tattoos. The operator, the assistant, the DC, well nourished.
The spine is bent more.
Of course, I undercompensate. Body hair is light brown. Lividity is.
Fucking talking shit.
In addition, there are bite marks, ligature marks. A steel wire.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain.
Always good. We need to cut.
See?
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boy.
You jam the cutters right under the knot.
Kuno's like Kuno's dad. Kuno doesn't give a fuck. I've been waiting for you to fucking... Okay. Kuno's listening. Kuno sees you're too...
Another sane decision, detective.
Kuno doesn't...
The worn and beat.
We can sit on benches after we've.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the...
Hello. Let me know. A tape. We have boom boxes for sale that will play it. Check the shelf.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest. The boombox is on the one, especially catches. This is you. Go. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech. Found sounds. Sorry, man. I can't be giving out freebies. Is the Harmon Welshie W2 made in a discount?
A man like that in a neighborhood like this, in a rickety house falling into the sea, There's fear in him. Use it to your advantage.
No, not really. I expect momentous change at any moment. Fine.
Success. Sort of. Whatever gets the job done, right?
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with it. Of course. It's in working order still, isn't it? Just pick your tape and set it. Sure. Let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help. Sure. Let me have a... I'm not purchasing anymore, and especially that tie.
Your mother is a necrotic object! I'm fun! Look at me sparkle in the light of the projector!
Oh, no. I don't like those kinds of objects. No photic paths, counter-radiance networks, anti-magnetism, another time perhaps.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
It was brought to me.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
The light pole has been carefully cut, and the
700 real.
a bargain? No, it's not. He's trying to sweet-talk you into buying trash.
Hey, I don't know where it came from, but it's not every day you get to buy and sell something so extraordinary. 700.
A bargain? No.
The light has undergone 3 transformations, and well, the most important transformation is the light's place.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reel you push, command set, and...
This isn't Revachon. This is a fucking village.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Corey. A real nice room. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrête on your porter reel. The tape.
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls. Indeed, but...
There's more going on here than we know.
End of recording. One of the other mercenaries, I think. The one he was talking to. A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safri. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about. Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. Or maybe... I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large, to your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. After rifling the pages with your thumb, the magazine is divided into several sections. International developments. Kunst. Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with you skim the headlines. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside Apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent. One of the editorials proclaims that the more the forces of react sounds like their bodies just haven't been. You flip back to the front. It's clear you like the hard stuff, Bruta. Lower intestine? The term is metabolic fascism, Bruta. Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is a... Quit stalling, Bruta. Yes. Women, men of war. You don't like them. They're insane. Their idiocy needs to be... That's what fascism boils down. You're going to keep your views, right? Keep your views, Bruta. There's a slow, painful growl. It is one of big...
Kuno's like Kuno. The fuck do you want with it? Oh, that. Kuno. Yeah. Kuno play. Oh, that. Yeah. To the both of you. Good call, pick. Kuno doesn't.
The precarious world. How not to lose. It is impossible not to. The world is balanced on the edge of a knife. It's a game of frayed nerves. You're pushed on by numbers and punitive measures, pain, rejection, and unpaid bills. You can either play or you can crawl under a boat and waste away. Turn into... The corpse lies on the ground.
Mr. Mesrier had a... Yes.
The fucking cop's gonna cut his shit up.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Come on, officer. You know what it feels. Unfortunately, no. And hygienically, they are better than... That's right.
You knew it because you... The dead man above those.
That's you.
The corpse.
KK5. Next. NA.
The corpse teeming with...
Mondial.
The pudgy...
Male.
Nor...
We're still good. What else?
KK.
None.
A strange word. Treatment.
They'd have. We should stop.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's
Clothes. Babrodi.
the disappointment.
The rest of the clothes have been removed. Tattoos. The assistant, the deceased, well-nourished. Athlete.
The spine is bent more than the
Of course, body hair is light brown. This lividity is...
Fucking love talking
In addition, there are bite marks on the ligature mark. Still,
You got just the right tool for...
always good to... We need to cut the belt.
See?
No, he ain't. Your pigs are boring.
After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot. Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt...
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark.
As it ought to. This is where...
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant. Pelvis intact. Genitalia...
No! It's gonna have...
I fucking knew it!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for. Ever since the autopsy.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury. Ah yes, your hunch before. We can have a semen analysis requested from processing, if that's what you meant. No, you weren't, officer. That would be preposterous. Just write down that we request a semen, vaginal, and anal...
The corpse with his pants down does not have an opinion on the sub. The dead man's penis is average-sized, congested from the downward collection of blood.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the...
Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin. Last item, hands.
His flesh is cold.
Pleased to meet you. Where are you from and what's your name? I'm only fucking with you. I know where you're from. From Cappadocia. And your name is Il Kobo. You get me, Kobo. I feel like you were once, for tenderness and kisses yourself, but then we should do this more often. Be close.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling. I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this... Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next? Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
You don't even have a joke.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injured.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently.
Yeah, Jack!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Respiratory system.
He's really doing it. The dead man's teeth cut into his gloved hand.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received
From here, it looks as though the clown-faced man is screaming. The tendons of his jaw are torn apart. No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's... No, you don't. You can keep it in. You can keep anything in. You manage to suppress the contractions trying to enter your stomach. All it takes...
There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary, NA. Are you a hepatobiliary expert? Same for toxicology and serology, NA. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet. Gastrointestinal. Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila. What's next on the list? Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too. Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. And your opinion, officer? Agreed. Next injury? So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response.
At maximum velocity.
Has confessed to causing it at maximum.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Right. Next, a dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring... I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks. What was that about no chlorine around the neck? You'd be chlorine for your life.
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be... Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. Well, we established probable cause of death. We requested a test to be run on the genitals. That was de règle. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks. We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say?
Oh yeah, well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink?
Now, you see, that worries me. You will die if you drink. You know that, don't you? You are proving a useful detective.
Please get yourself together. The lieutenant from Precinct 57 thinks.
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg. For processing.
He's thinking, did I miss something?
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Oh yes, Kobo mi Lobo. In the gift horse's mouth. Just a small gulp away. My beloved Kobo. Oh yes, Kobo. It's all right. Come back later, Kobo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep... The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. The corpse.
Do you think we...
You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. If you want...
Not to mention the damage...
Hey! Wasn't there a giant ice bear sarcophagus below that building?
Why, yes there was. It was massive. Red eyes glowing in the dark.
Now, that's an overstatement. It's not actually 4-storing. Let's move. With every hour, whatever we are looking...
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. You really ought to wait until The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. You really ought... The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Okay. I need a little help for carrying him to the holding pen of my...
There go those beautiful enamel boots. You will never own...
Continue working here. The local...
This means Lieutenant Kisuragi will leave the party until...
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his fingernails.
Do you think we missed...
You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He's... Hey!
Why, yes there was. It was massive.
Now, detective, I've rarely been disappointed by the size of a giant iceberg. Let's move. With every hour, whatever we are looking for...
Only the black cable is plugged into the break somewhere. This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream chip. Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The bear's eyes are still glowing red.
It's certainly an eccentric choice.
But the optics on this are awful, he thinks.
Shall we go and get the body then? I'll take the head, you take the feet. The stairs...
The two of you. The body is heavier than you expected and stinkier. It takes half an hour to get the butcher, then 10 more to stuff it into the fridge. The lieutenant takes a step back.
Beautiful. A dead body in an iceberg fridge. This is some of the best body's work I've ever done.
You've definitely earned a drink after this. Perhaps even some pagan rites.
I knew you would say that. I knew this would lead to drinking. No, no more. This is paganistic enough.
He means it. He doesn't want to be the ice bear cop.
If I were an artist, this would certainly not be my vision. At least we've stopped the body from decomposing further. Now you can conduct another inspection.
Inside the icy realm of the ice bear fridge, the corpse stands slumped. The bear's eyes are still glowing. You touch the dead...
It'll come to you sooner.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. Its It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly. You touch the dead man's body. His skin is cold, light blue and silver in the light of the fridge.
It'll come to you sooner or later.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's got... The bear's eyes are still glowing. You touch the...
It'll come to you soon.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly. You touch the dead man's body.
It'll come to you sooner or later.
Your arms reach out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold. His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like... You're on the right track. The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth. Can you feel it? You're so close. A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your naked hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. You see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut.
Keep going.
A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat. Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth. The basal ganglia feels clumpy. Your fingers slide into the remains of his limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The undulations of the limbic system have ended. All is quiet. The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen. Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest. All the muscles in your body harden. Time to enter him. Your fingers reach toward his skull, his cerebral cortex, sharp serrated material. The pain is barely noticeable under the adrenaline rush. You pick the object between your index and middle finger. Feels sharp, like metal. The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, with a plop. Your hand emerges from the mouth, covered in blood, up to
A bullet.
the bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic.
A non-calibre. Rifle. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact. No, you deserve it. We can log it later. We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion caused. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound? Opinion, fatal injury. And one last thing. We should amend injury number 3. Ligament mark. New opinion, non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment. Yes, and the belt around his neck. The hanging. Even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead. I have had my doubts since you showed me the tracks. Why did they carry him over? Why not march him, I thought. There was no satisfying explanation. There have been other signs too. Small details. Everything is too neatly designed for us to assign probable cause here, as we did, full-heartedly.
We almost fell for it, he thinks. Almost.
That's for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier. To hide something. The real killer? The real motivation? What really happened? Oh, you really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening. Yes, we should take a closer look at it.
This little thing could reveal much about the...
We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day. Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs... I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great work, detective.
The word lingers in the air of the basement. For detective.
After you bag the corpse, Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You can...
Shoot, Looney Rooney. I like it a lot, brother. This really is your finest hour. You're a genius. A regular Corporal Angelo. Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my...
All right.
There go those beautiful enamel boots. You will never own the full set now. May they rest in processing.
I will need a little help carrying him. You
on? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
You could push him by asking him to show you the soles of his boots. He definitely looks like someone.
Oh man, that's great. God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine. Midden Maya in the Stompers, right?
On the bottom of the man's boots, you see the wind howls over the bay of Rivershaw, a cascade of cold air flowing through the tangled city streets.
It's Revachol. You'll see when the time comes, officer. True patriots carry Revachol in their very drugs. They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body. You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage. Not in, not out. I'll never betray the purity of my tribe. I don't know shit, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you. What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to. It's a fucking travesty is what it is. Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well. Of course he's a lorry driver. What? He tell you he's just some simple businessman or some shit? He's selling his employer's stuff after he broke the seals on it. His tribe are natural liars. I guess so.
Now it's turning into a kind of... Now it's turning into a kind of a...
Looking for something on?
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo.
In his eyes, an unfamiliar longing. It's hard to say. His gaze wanders. The road continues for miles, flowing together with other above the Jamrock Quarter in the form of a raised motorway, and then the never-ending sprawl to the old south, to the farthest outskirts of Rivershaw, through the checkered fields of farmland you cannot see. It's out of the city. Up ahead, the mist blocks all sight. A gale blows across.
Excuse me? Man, I don't know what to say. Not much anyone can... I miss my family. They're all I have. My wife, second kid on the way, waiting all the way in Diora. And here I am stuck in this shit, so far. Diora of the Seven Seas. It's on the other end of Le Caillou, pretty much, on another island called Laurentide, off mainland. We've got a little place there. Can almost hear my kid laugh when it's... What's it like? Good. And bad. An ache that brings you joy. I think of them a lot. I dream up these silly scenarios in great detail. What about you, Copman?
Is that what it is? This feeling? No, it's scarier than that. You're pursued by...
I feel for you, my friend. It's bad enough to know who you miss. Missing like that doesn't feel like it has much of an upside. But, thanks for this. It's nice to talk to someone. And I know it wasn't easy to ask. I hope you...
Everything's still cool here, officer. Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. That's very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs. Sadly, I don't have...
Sir, it appears to be true. No drugs in sight. Not in the box of sunglasses or under the speakers.
That's even cooler. You investigating that and all. But, I am not a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor. Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against... No, I just said I work harder. Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. Exactly. It's such a small part of my life. It's nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. Crowd, you know.
There's more here. He's afraid of this crowd, whoever they are, more than he is of the racist lorry man.
Look, there's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I've spent 15 years working my way up. It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady. All of them. I don't know.
He's aching to get back to his usual shtick. All this whispering is bad for business.
I don't know. Maybe. If she is,
It could be. She was strange.
All right. Where?
Lowman, you caught me at an opportune moment. This awful weather keeps me awake. You can entertain me with your question. Diamonds? Of course not. Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine. I quit concerning myself with that a long time.
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
Oh, it's so much more than a high where I go.
Yeah, it's definitely some kick. Some terrible kick in the dark.
Then it's contraband, Lowman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away. Did you just call me a lady?
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
I'm not that either, Herife. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that on the long haul. I'm only terrifying to small children and to those who used to know me. How should I know? Do I look? Because they can no longer recognize the person. The big ones, the trucks. There's no women and men there. It's all just... In the middle of this town, there's a
You feel very cold suddenly, as if standing face to face with a terrifying adversary. Then
Oh, Sim. What do you mean? Yes? What about it? Oh, don't worry about me. Lomonosov's land,
a terrible cold comes over her.
the Transcatholia Magistral. You for 1A. At Estradas do Mirador. You're right, Loman. I'm the one who should take my...
A correct appraisal.
Is that all you woke me up to say? Of course not. To truly understand the Boyadero, you need to listen to... It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring Boyadero. Don't be stupid. The Boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man. So the Boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her... The most beautiful. A true Boyadero...
What if to truly love a boyadero is...
Looking for something odd? Come to tell me to... I don't know what you're talking about. Listen up, fuckwit. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Rivachol West. You don't run Martinez. I ain't saying nothing. No, I'm not. I'm not coming anywhere. I don't know what you're talking. He did something. He stole his employee.
He's been expecting this. He's really puffed himself.
Listen up, fuckwit. You don't scare me. You cop... I ain't saying nothing. What? Here on the street? You won't? I don't know what you're talking about. Listen up, fuckwit. You don't scare me. You're all bark and no bite. The real dogs are up. I'm not in trouble right now.
Still here, stuck in this damn jam. I don't want to talk about that. Man, I was hoping it isn't gonna be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker, and I don't know where she is. Thank God I don't know. People here call her the Lady Driver. She kept her name a secret, from me too. A youngish woman, gruff, but blue and violet, died. It was violet when she got here, blue before she went. I didn't, man. I told you I was
He still is, hoping. It's just wishful thinking.
A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out. Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her. It's snitching, man. I know what it is. I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But, well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about the way it worked. The trouble it was...
The pain it was causing her.
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of...
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. Push Tommy and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals. Now is not the time to focus on feelings. You need that info, son.
You're not gonna put a bullet in your head if you blow it, are you? Because she's...
I wouldn't be so sure, Tommy. Imagine it. An explosion of stuff.
Thank you, friend.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Still here. What? But I told you she's my friend. Please don't make me give her up, detective. Thank you, friend.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again? I don't know what you're...
The man. The woman is still hunched over the...
Huh? What is it? What do you want?
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. The windows are clear. The driver. A large metal pendant hangs from the rear view. The back end.
Hola, Wandering Man.
friend. What can I do for you? Welcome back, friend. What can I do?
Mr. Dubois, every worker... That's right, Mr. Dubois. I see the socialist democratic fervour now burns in your heart, too. Are you shitting me, Harry? Did you not really open the door and are now just telling me you did? You're a wild one, Harry. Oh, Harry. Mr. Dubois. Mr. Dubois, every worker, member of the board. How can I help you today? Are you shitting me, Harry? Did you not really...
You didn't say it with...
Mr. Dubois, every worker, member of the board. How can I help you today? Are you shitting me, Harry?
Good. Now take it a bit further. Take it home.
I bet it was, Harry. But seriously, what did you...
A guy who has antagonized the Union in a Union-run town. Maybe it's political.
That's exactly what I thought, Harry. What a weasel. And for the
He was testing you. You succeed.
Thank you, Harry. You have shown me that the Barders Union and the Citizens Militia can It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is... By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild... A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Work, I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Sadamaritsa, you name it, they've done it. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. About my fun container? It's a hoot, Harry. Who knows? Maybe you'll be in here the next time they move it. It will be very fun. But enough about me and my container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them. One of them got downright suicidal. Getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out. Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not... We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back.
An entire neighborhood of kill.
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people. There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't... They're like you. Idealistic people who want to make sure that bad things don't happen. And if they... One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, Socialist Demo..." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to... Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
Despite his boastful tone, he's having doubts about something. Maybe he doesn't believe the boys really had it in them. They're his...
That's very clever, Harry. Yes, they might have said it just to impress some girls or something. But Titus has a bad temper.
He thinks it's closer to 60-40. 60, they didn't do it.
So they shot him. How odd. I don't know what to say, Harry. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look.
It's impossible to say if he's telling the...
What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my favorite policeman, Harry. How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates. You said it, Harry. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant.
He's not scared of them. If anything, he likes them being here.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal. Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members. Always working to advance their position in the... Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative. Harry, they're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are...
Separate one from the herd.
Oh, that would definitely be Fat Angus. His feet smell from a city block away, and he's always having noisy stomach troubles. Horrible, revolting guy. You would die, Harry. You would die, and in the process start a bloody and completely unnecessary war. Angus, his ever-growling stomach, and his smelly feet are all part of the Union. You have actually less, because it's his home and his backyard. Oh, Harry. This is getting real grim, and there's no... But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry.
You can now go and tell Titus about this.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real. I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real. Good boy. A real team player. Now, do you have any more questions? Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. Yes, Harry, it's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want...
He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
What does your heart tell you about your lost gun, Harry? Does it tell you to forget about it? Or do you think it wants to be found? I think it's lonely and cold. Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta. I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous.
Roller skating, not drugs, Harry. You like this.
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2. They are just going to have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from... On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there, a little village they're calling it.
Water drips from the eaves. A woman looks at her freshly tarred skiff. There's a pair of...
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then we can talk about your gun. Mr. Dubois, every worker, member of the... What? Did I? Well done then, Harry. I like not knowing about it, and I'm sure you made the right call. I spend the whole day delegating... I don't even want to know what all of that means. Brew, shady, alcohol... Mr. Dubois, Oh, that's very nice. I have one thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of you. We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I helped you get the body down. And I'm helping you find your gun. I'm not...
Whoa, that's so nice of him. Suspiciously nice.
I'm just a nice guy, Harry. I wouldn't be where I am now if I wasn't nice. Politics is all about emotions.
Okay then, positive emotions it is. You like positive emotions.
It's perfectly okay. Even if...
He seems happy about the prospect of you telling Joyce about your conversations.
No, Harry. I'm perfectly neutral and 100% for transparency.
Yes, he really doesn't seem to mind.
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go. He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. Harry! I have little people in my organization. Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a...
It's hard to say if he really lost his temper, or if this is another one of his tricks. This man...
Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for... Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was...
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce.
Harry. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew. Or a hair...
That much is true. His heart truly is... If it's spilled blood you're looking for, then there certainly isn't any in his expression or demeanor now.
Yes, yes. Low balling, of course. This isn't a casino, Harry.
His expression makes it clear. This is childish and irresponsible.
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Of course, Harry. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your... Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about...
This is weird. Not nice weird, but okay.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke.
The reaction appears to be sincere, but it's impossible to tell with this guy, honestly.
Harry, you wound me, Harry, in the heart. But I trust you to put this to bed. Do what you must, and let's change the subject, shall we? Most certain. By all means, Harry. What's on your...
Oh, hey, mister.
Hola, Wandering Man.
You're back? Good. What can I help you with? That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching. Better not tie the fourth day to the back's day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it. Rust peels off the bent iron posts of the swing. In this yard, someone thought they could have a summer house on the beach for cheap. A long time ago, someone used to live here, laugh here, thought it was this is a good place for a nice, sad drink. Uncork a velvety The porter reel is just what you needed. The reel's attached. You press the large button marked Commencer, and the tape starts spinning. It sounds like someone's moving in the room, yet telling you about the tiniest church in Cessons, surrounded by even tinier yards. Within seconds you know, this is the one, the real shit you've been looking for. The one you trust your room to that Claudia told you about. A click, then silence for a bit. Then the tape stops. Of course you could sing this. You could take sad to a whole new level with this. And you already know, and the B-side of the tape contains the instrumental version. It's like the world itself is telling you to do it. Gart, you have to convince Gart to let you sing karaoke in the whirling. After you've won him over, you take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construct. The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic. Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a time.